Hello, everybody, and welcome to Vaidya's Chess Hub. And by the way, what we are going to do today is to try to get a game on leeches.org. Rather, not leeches.org. Let's do chess.com today. I'm in a mood to just explore that possibility. So let us go ahead and see how exactly we can manage on chess.com. Good evening. Chinmay has joined us. Nijapkar has joined us. Jay is with us. So wonderful, brilliant. I'm very, very happy. Welcome, everybody. This is, of course, a bonus. Yeah, it's nice to be together. By the way, yes, okay, Radhesh is also here. Hello, Radhesh. So let us actually get this session going. Let me bring up the chess.com thing in front of you, and we are playing. We are going to try to get a 10-minute game, 15 plus 10 game. Well, we want to do the tactics. You can go for a 15 plus 10 game. I have no problem. So searching. And we have a game with us. I'm going to play the Alaka in defense. Let me adjust the board because I'm sure that you are not getting the complete view. Let me just adjust it for you. Okay. Why, may I know, are we not getting the complete chessboard view? Oh, okay. Well, this is, I believe this should be fine. We are at the moment in the focus mode, guys. That's why you would probably just about see all the pieces. So this is the 3D board in chess.com. Hello, Pratik. So looks like our opponent wants to fianchetto, and we are ready for that. No problem. I'm going to open up the center, and I've made my pre-move. So we will take with the knight if he takes, and if he doesn't, then we will take on e4. So he has done that, and now the bishop fianchetto. So you should always be alert. But of course, this knight is protected by our queen at the moment. Nothing to worry. And I want to castle as soon as possible. So looks like bishop f4 is just an okay sort of a move. The intention is to castle before white. This is a very strange line to play against the Alakai. I've never played this before, so it's a surprise for me as well. Bunch of lions is here. We are waiting for a response from our opponent. It's a 15 plus 10 game, so we have got to be very patient. You all know that. We have to be patient, guys. And by the way, terrific involvement. Let me give a shout out to Ankit Banerjee, who is from West Bengal in our group, and he has beautifully, shared some positions with us. It was very, very nice. Hello, Preeti. Brilliant. Our opponent is really into a deep thought, it seems. I haven't played such a dramatic move, but now h3. After all that, you get a move h3. How's that? So I think that's just to stop g4 of some sort, so that he could play knight f3 or maybe knight e2. But really, my intention was absolutely simple. I just wanted to have castling done, so I'm going to do that. We have more time, so we have to make sure that we spend some time, guys. Let me know if you're enjoying the new view of the board, guys. This is probably a new. Now knight f3, and that's why he played h3, just to get control of g4. But okay, fine. So the opposite knights should come out, is attacking e5, and I have no protection for that. It's hanging at the moment. So I could play knight to c6, just with the intention of providing support for my e5 pawn. Position does look good here. I mean, you cannot complain about this position. I'm okay with this. What is he going to do? He's going to castle. That's definitely one of the things. What else could be on his mind? I can't think of anything else, so I'm going to play knight to c6 and wait for his response. Okay, so Sanchit likes the new board, which is fine because it's chess.com and 3D. Well, after this game, should I switch to Lee Chess? We will go for 3D pieces even there and do the tactics, which the thing that we all love to do. So we will see how it goes after this game. But we first want to win this game, obviously. Winning this game is important. So castling, as rightly thought, there was no surprise here. I always thought that that was on his mind. Now this bishop, that's why he played what he played, okay? So the thing is, now if I go bishop f5, well, there is a line. He goes g4. Heard of it somewhere, that this pawn's push, but I don't think that's a major threat at all at the moment. Bishop f5 does look pretty decent right now. We must, in such situations, guys, always be mindful of the fact that this pawn is pinned by the bishop. This is very important to note in such situations, okay? So let me bring the only undeveloped minor piece. Things are looking okay here. That's a very good suggestion. Yes. Kshitij, very, very good suggestion. Kshitij wants me to play a tournament which I can show live. Well, that's a very good suggestion, and I will certainly do that. Not that I have never done it before, but not as a live session with you guys. So that's a very good suggestion. Duly noted, Kshitij. Now our opponent here has played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, a lot of pawn moves. And the intention of this probably only is to play d4. I can't see any other merit in that. Let's put pressure on this h3 pawn by playing the queen to d7. It's one of the sure shot ways to put some pressure there. Let's see what he's going to do. You should notice that 3 of his minor pieces have not moved. And a king to protect the pawn. Extraordinary. Really, really extraordinary. Okay, so can we just line up the rook with the queen? Is that okay? Remember, now this pawn is only supported by the rook. The king is no more there for that purpose. Such things are important to note. So yes, let us go ahead and do this. Guys, again, 3 minor pieces. Okay, so b4, yet another pawn move. Our opponent is really into pawn moves, guys. It's really amazing. All pawn moves. I think this is pretty okay. Now I just want to go on probably d6 and pin this pawn. However, there is a very nice tactic. Do you see that? I should take this pawn with the knight for 2 pawns. No, not now. I don't think that would be a great idea as of now. In the long run could work. Going back would be bad because of this push and then the final push on c5. Let's be in the diagonal of the king. Let's do that. Guys, it's a new site, chess.com, for us, I'm saying. Because normally we always use leechess.org. So today I thought just for a change, we could go to chess.com instead of leechess.org. The point being that I'm slowly coming to terms. The drawing of the arrow and the piece settings are different today. It's a 3D board, but I am enjoying playing on this 3D board. Okay, so where does the knight go? e7. Our opponent is a great fan of making pawn moves. He's made all the pawn moves. Well, I am in the focus mode at the moment, Vihang. So later I will accept your friend request. Send me a friend request on chess.com so you could see my live games. But let me get done with this game at hand first. You appreciate some patience. Yet another pawn move. What's up? Well, I guess now we must stop this unnecessary pawn advances. I don't quite like that. How about this? No, but there's this pawn push. There's a discovered check waiting. I don't want to disturb anything in that area. Why not push Harry? Yeah, I like it. And push it more. Since he is such a big fan of making the pawn moves, we are down on time, but this is 15 plus 10. So we get 10 seconds every time we make a move. That should be okay. We'll manage the time. Okay, so he has played the knight to h4, attacking the bishop, and I'm in no mood to give my bishop away like that. Therefore, what's up? Let's go all the way back. It's always good to control the square and stay about 3 squares away from the knight. Such things are to be noted. But of course, now he has this pawn. I wonder if we then can go for this pawn, if the queen takes our pawn. Let's say I'm successfully distracted here. This is a new site, and it's a big surprise that we are all here. This match actually wasn't scheduled. We all came here on a short notice. I appreciate that all of you are here. Let's make the most of it. And also, after this, when we do the tactics, we are going to go to leeches, and of course again there we will try the 3D pieces, because normally when you do play the tournaments or with your friends, you have the pieces in front of you, just like over here. You don't have the 2D pieces there. He did play a lot of pawn moves. Now the pawn is the icon, by the way, because he has not uploaded any image. So there you go. What our opponent smartly has done is he saved this, and therefore now he has created another threat. I think we have another plan here. Bishop takes knight, and after rook takes, knight takes c3 is a very good fork. So that's a very, very nice idea. Again, I want to play bishop takes b8, no sorry, b1, and after rook takes, I have knight takes c3. Just another pawn move. You're right. Yet another of those pawn moves. Kshitij actually countered. Kshitij said that this probably is, I don't know, 10th pawn move. Thanks for liking the background music, by the way. Kshitij did type that. I've changed the score for today. Got it from YouTube. YouTube audio library. So all these clips, the background music that you listen to are absolutely free of any copyright violations. I got it from YouTube itself. Knight takes c3. Parth Hardankar is here. When did he join? Welcome, Parth. Didn't get your hello, sir. Mohit is also here. Okay, so is he eyeing some checkmate trap here? No, but there will be no support for the queen. Is it not? Absolutely. So first let's take the rook. Post this, I want to strengthen the king side. So can I just play g6? But if I play g6, knight takes g6. No, knight takes g6 is simply not possible because we have enough and adequate protection there. And this pawn here is hanging. But then we have this pawn. So a lot of captures waiting. Well, how about f5? Let's do that. f5 is good because that simply blocks any chances of any counter attack. I like that. I'm not worried about this pawn because we are an exchange up now. I would like to play the queen to e6. Remember that this pawn is pinned after this pawn takes this pawn. This knight will be hanging as long as the king is on h2. Parth says the background music is like okay. It's not the best ever. Alright, noted. So our opponent has taken on e5. So I guess I will also take. Now this pawn is pinned. And we have a queen and rook battery. Okay. So the bishop on g5 pinning the knight. The knight needs support. I could probably play this. The bishop is hanging, by the way. And this pawn is adequately protected. I'm not worried about that. Chess.com is equally a good site to play. The only difference, guys, is that not all the features are free. There is kind of a membership thing here. But it's a good site, of course, very popular. But everything, it's not open source. It's not like all the features are free like leeches.org. Leeches.org, everything is free, open source. Anybody and everybody is welcome to use all the features it offers. So the knight has gone back in protection. The question really is, he is an exchange down and he still is looking for, I don't know, exchanges. That's quite extraordinary. So should we also go for an exchange? Is that what we should do, or simply get the exchange in? I don't like unnecessary exchanges. I'm not a big supporter of that. Okay, this pawn is still protected by the queen. I'm not quite worried about that. And he cannot take the direct opposition because of our queen and rook battery. Interesting game going on. So bishop takes, and do I want to take with the rook? Yes, I want to take with the rook. I wonder what the logic behind that move is. I have no idea. Let's go for this queen exchange. Let's go for this queen exchange. We are... Hello, Kavish. Kavish has just joined in. Nah, don't worry. You joined here. What did he do? He gave a check. I can still invite the exchange? No, the bishop will take. Guys, these are the things you have to be aware. Okay? Aware of, that is. We will go here. No. If we go here, knight h7 is a bad check, winning the rook. And now if he does this, also he wins back the exchange, I believe. Yep, he did that. It's a check. So I guess we have to give the exchange back after all. Now the knight is hanging. Clearly there is distraction. Now this pawn is immune because I'm sure if he doesn't see that, he will take the pawn, but the rook is hanging. A lot of distraction today. On second thoughts, I do think that queen d6 would have been awesome here. Would have protected the c7 pawn, the knight. Oh no! What did he do? What did he just do? And now I'm threatening. I told you, see, this is what happens. When you're not so careful, happens. So obviously now the queen is pinning this knight and protecting the pawn, but it's too late. I can take the opposition. I have this rook supporting the queen. I'm a piece up here, a rook up. And we have 5 minutes to finish. Taking the opposition here because I want to eliminate the pieces. But he could have done that. You're right, he could have done that. He could have done queen takes h5 check, winning the knight in fact. Yeah, he could have easily done that, guys. He could have easily played queen takes h5. Completely agreed. Yes, now he did that. It's a little too late. And he has indeed remarkably threatening checkmate, is it? Let's calculate if I go queen f6 here. Queen h7, king f8, queen h8 check, king e7, Queen takes g7 check. Is that mate? Hmm. I would rather do this. Check. The rook is protecting the queen is protecting the rook. Man, this has been a very topsy-turvy. Yes, the queen was protecting the knight. Ankit Banerjee is right about that. Didn't see that. Yeah. The queen was indeed protecting. Now he has decided somehow to protect this f2 first. But I guess now is the time for us to play this rook to probably... How about going to the d2 square, threatening this? I wonder. Check here, check here. Yeah, okay. He has no check after that. Okay, check on e8. The king is escaping that route. Okay. I wonder. This game is really topsy-turvy. Yeah, rook f8, then it's mate. Rook f8, queen h7 is mate. So now check, king f8, check, king here, check, king d6, and I'm escaping here. The rook and the queen are protected. So okay there. So he is okay if we take the pawns. How is that? So how about this now? Check, f8, check here, check here. I don't see the check after that because queen has the square d8 covered. But I must say we have complicated our win very successfully. We were easily winning this and then we made it complicated. As I have already said, there are a lot of distractions for me here, talking to you, managing the chat, and on a short notice we started, but still we've managed a good game here. And I'm happy to get observations from you guys. This is amazing. I'm really happy. Okay, so now do we get king f8 in? Isn't this mate? If king f8? Yeah. That's amazing, right? No, but queen takes, right? So he has no checks. Maybe only c5 here. But what if I go king h8? Then he will have no checks. No, then he will have one check here. And then it will be forced trade of queens. Do we want that? Yeah, but that's better than to lose this pawn here. If we have the rook all right for the bishop, but So let's see what our opponent is up to. It's a very topsy-turvy game I've played in a long while now. It goes up and down, in our favor, not in our favor, again in our favor. Guys, okay, so the only move now we have is this check. And now if the queens are exchanged, well then we have rook versus bishop. Looks okay for us. Okay, I'm saying. It's not exactly a win, but okay. Oh, he has indeed taken on a7 as I thought. Well, now I think we could play this. No, but he can take en passant. I don't want that. I don't like that. Amazing. This bishop is really a very, very, very unpleasant piece for us. How about, actually he has no checks now. So let's make the most of it. He has no checks right now. So let us make the most of it. So he has no checks. So I'm going to make sure that I safeguard the c7 pawn here. He has no checks. I have covered the entire back rank. That's okay. Hmm. Two minutes for us, guys. Okay. So now we have queen c5. So he wants to stop the check. But now we have this check anyway. Is it not? Yes. And he cannot attack he will make this mistake. King g3. Then I have the rook check. And then we have all kinds of checks. So let's ensure that we are covering the back rank here. All I want is that the back rank be covered. Plus I am eyeing the pawn here, but there is mate. No, that's covered with the rook. I like that. So he has no back rank checks here. I like this fact. So the square that he exploited is what we are exploiting right now. So playing aggressively with check is always important. And the rook here is nicely placed. He is taking care of queen f8, which otherwise would be queen f8 checkmate. Fantastic game. I'm really happy. Such games. Okay, so now he has gone to his back rank. So that means if I take this pawn, he has no queen f8 mate. There is no check, in fact, that he has. So I'm going to definitely take that with the queen, allowing myself all kinds of different avenues. He has no check to give me, mind you. That's the only, the plus side of it. That's why I thought he would not take that a7 pawn, but he did. And that queen d8 move that we made was crucial. Our rook is very nicely placed. And again, I'm saying that it's really nice to work on this 3D board. It's not the 2D board as usual. It's fun. I'm enjoying it and probably will continue this. So he has taken the pawn on c7. OMG. So now we have got to watch out for this back rank. But now we have got all the checks that you want. We can do everything possibly right now. So what is the first check we want to give and where is it that we want to go? Let's calculate. We have only about a minute and 40 seconds now. We've got to be mindful of that fact. Well, the best thing is rook check, pawn takes, queen takes is not a fork because of queen blocking the check. I won't get this bishop. Ooh, careful, careful here, buddy. Our rook is hanging. Can we first give a check here? At least let's do that. The only thing he can do here is this king to h2 probably. If he is careless, he will do that. Oh, he has to do that, right? Because otherwise I have queen f3 check. So I think we found out a brilliant move. I won't play a tournament after this right now because it's already 6:40 IST. So we have only 20 minutes, 15 minutes, something like that left. We will go for tactics in leeches. As usual, we'll select the arrows, but we will keep the board 3D today. So it will be fun, guys. We will soon get done with this game with a victory. We will play the tactics on leeches. So the time again, well, now I think we have this rook takes f2 check. And well, and now we have to cover. I'm mindful of the fact that we have to cover the back rank. We cannot just play it loose here. So let's calculate this. A check with the rook is to go here. Then again check with the queen. I wonder. That's what I'm going to have to do. So rook check. And now the queen check, not from here, but from here. Whoa, this is insane because the situation has just turned so many times in this game. Sometimes, really good for us, sometimes good for him. By the way, now after the king moves, I always can take on h3 and give the check. So he has not done that. So hang on a minute. He has not done that. Why has he not done that? So wants a repetition. Does he want a repetition? He cannot. I think he will go for repetition, but he will be surprised because queen h6 is mate. Guys, I think he'll fall for this. He will fall for this. The thing is now there is no other alternative. It was a very good game, guys. I enjoyed playing this. It's amazing. Queen h6 is just mate. Queen what? Bishop h5, yeah, bishop h5, but then I think we have tactics. It's not made. Bishop h5, yes. Nijapkar, bishop h5 is right. You're right. Yes. Rook h3, rook takes, rook h3 mate. I see two, I see rook h3 mate. Okay. So rook h3 is more like the mate, is it not? That covers up everything. Wasn't thinking of that. Okay, so wonderful. Now my rating is 1791. I don't play that much on uh, chess.com, but it's wonderful. Uh, he wants another match, but I'm not going to take another match. So we got 32 points. That shows that I don't play that often. And by the way, let us go quickly and start our training on leeches. I hope you are ready. By that time I set up the board, please make sure that your chat is going on. In leeches as well, we are going to go for the 3D board. Let us select a proper background and everything. All right, so let me get leeches. I'm just adjusting the screen, guys. This should not take long. I'm just adjusting the screen so that we can get a good view. Okay, I think now we have okay. So this one is, the first one is going to be white to play. Yes, the first one that we are going to do, guys, is white to play. There you go. That's the position for today. As usual, let me give you your options. So your options are, do I make the sacrifice? Do I play the knight f6 check? Do I play the move c4? Or do I play the move bishop takes g7? Well, I think I've covered everything. I'm not very sure, but I think I've covered everything here. So as usual, let me start your countdown. You'll have 2 minutes and the time starts now. You have 2 minutes, guys. Let's just shift a little bit, guys. Well, that was not exactly a good shift. Bear with me, guys. Don't worry, I'll give you extra time. Okay. All this is because we adjusted the settings today from 2D to 3D, mind you. But 3D boards are fun because that's exactly how you are able to play. This is the chat. The YouTube arrow by Namish Dhake. 10 seconds more. You are free to give me the answer, none of these, okay? You are free to say none of these, not one option is perfect. The time is up. Seniors are saying, what are they saying? They are saying knight f6, the red arrow. You should mention the color of the arrow. Knight f6 check, g takes f6, queen g3 check, and after king h8, how is king h8? Okay, king h8 and then bishop takes f6 mate. So bunch of lions is saying none of this. What happens after knight f6 check and king h8? So what happens after knight f6 check and king h8? I'm going to show you that. The correct is red one. So congratulations. Let me come on cam for that. The guys with the correct answer, the red arrow. But after knight f6 check, what happens if king h8? If the pawn takes the knight, then we know queen g3 leads to checkmate after bishop takes f6. But if king h8, then queen takes h7 is mate. So I am saying that after knight f6 check, if king h8, then with the knight support, queen takes h7 is checkmate. So this is what I am saying. I'm going to play that on Lichess now. Knight check. So the pawn took. So first we have queen check. Doesn't matter from where we give the check. Does it? No, it doesn't matter. But I'll give it from here anyway. And now bishop takes his checkmate. Wonderful. So the next one, please. The next one is again white to play. And let me give you your options here. So is it knight takes the pawn check? Is it queen takes the pawn check? Is it rook takes the pawn? Or the fourth move which I'll have to come up with is, do we attack, or rather instead of attacking, do we play the long castle? Well, I hope that I have covered all the entire spectrum here. I hope. Okay, do it. I'll be with you in a minute. Okay, so lot of guys are suggesting the green arrow, the green arrow. Why do they like the green arrow? Well, the B batch guys, after you say it's green arrow or whatever, well, you can definitely type the line. So go ahead and type the line. Seniors, hold your thoughts for another 10 seconds. We will do one more position after this. Time is up, seniors. Kshitij always just is waiting for, I feel he's always there waiting for it to come down to 0. So he, as usual, thinks that, yes, checkmate. Yes, yes, he's always in for checkmates. So knight takes g6 check. If knight takes g6 and queen takes h5 check, king g8, queen takes g6, king h8, queen h6 is checkmate because there's rook on g2. So everybody is going for a checkmate. It's a mating net. Nachiket Patel is here. So the green arrow, brilliant. Brilliant indeed. And let me now come on cam to tell you whether you are right. The correct people are those who are saying the green arrow. It is indeed checkmate. You should notice how this rook on g2 is so important. This rook on g2 is very important. Let me pull up the position in front of you and actually go ahead and play that. So green arrow is the winner. Let me play that. Now the king has managed to go to g7. Now here there were only a few players who actually told me the line what happens if king g7. Then knight takes e7 check. It's very important for you to calculate that. Okay. So knight takes e6. This is a check by the rook, guys, mind you. And also attacking. Oh no! Oh no! The computer has said that what we thought was winning is not. What's the move here? Guys, what's the move here? The computer does not like knight takes e7. Nope. Not knight takes e7, guys. Knight f4. Knight f4 check. Yes, and why is that? Because if knight takes e7 check, queen takes the checking rook. That's the reason. Kshitij, if you are listening, Kshitij, queen will take the rook. That's why knight to knight f4 check is good, because knight will not just give the discovered check but also start protecting the rook on g2. Brilliant indeed. And who was that to say knight f4? It was Saurish Jay to say knight f4. Brilliant. I hope that the reason is very clear. Queen takes g2. There is pawn on f2. Kshitij, there is pawn on f2. Queen takes g2 is not possible. Pawn on f2, man. Okay, one more position. Let's do one more position, guys. And now for this one, let me give you your options. Here is the position in front of you now. And it is not white to play. It is black to play. So what are your options to choose? Well, do you want to play this rook takes c1 move? Do you want queen taking e2? Do you want to push the pawn? Or do you want the pawn to take the knight? So, lovely options. Go ahead, take your time. Tell me. So the answers have started coming in. Yellow, red, yellow, golden. Where is Parth Hardankar with a chrome arrow, huh? He always keeps referring to that as the chrome arrow. Ah. Okay, last 38 odd seconds. Let's do it, guys. Seniors, hold your answers for another 30 seconds. I'm sure Kshitij is just waiting for the time to run to zero. Okay, time is up. Seniors, go ahead. Jay saying golden arrow. Datta says golden arrow. Nijapkar says yellow arrow. Sanchit says yellow arrow. Well, let me tell you what the correct answer is. Let me come on cam for that. Well, guys, there are on rare occasions that you have the answer within the arrows that I have shown you. Very rarely that happens. Here, those who are saying red arrow, well, Manas said red arrow because he thought we are getting the knight. But the winners are the golden arrow, or as Parth would say, the chrome arrow. Well, the reason for that is that it's destroying the defender. Now, let's see if there are people who have typed that. Nobody said destroying the defender. I was hoping the people will say that. Nobody said defending or removing the defender, destroying the defender. Nobody said that. Okay, so why is that so? The point is, after rook takes, let me use the golden arrows. After rook takes rook, it's a pin, and when the queen will take, the queen is the defender of this rook and will be lost. So I'm going to play that, the best move. And now, instead of just taking this, we could actually go ahead and take the rook and still keeping the threat of the pawn and the queen f2 check. Brilliant indeed, absolutely. And by the way, I'm so happy that we were able to meet, unplanned of course, but so many people joined us. I was happy to bring a chess session in the 3D board setup. Next time also we'll probably try and continue this. We will meet tomorrow at 1800 hours, that is 6 p.m. IST, Indian Standard Time, for our game session. And until that time, stay home, take care, and listen to our Prime Minister's address today at 8 o'clock. I hope that you know that there is this 8 o'clock address of the Prime Minister. So let's see what he's going to share with us on the lockdown front. Okay, then we will meet up until next time. Bye-bye.